Hi, this is Countertop Fluid Hot Process White Wine Soap. I am Tina Monk. I am the author of the Soap Making Handbook Volume 1 and the creator of the e-course Masterclass Advanced Soap Formulations. They are available at my website, naturalsudsandmore.com. If you are brand new to soap making, please stop right here and watch my lye safety video and my beginner cold process video. And I also have a beginner HP video. This method is for advanced hot process soap makers. If you want more information on the countertop fluid hot process, also called the high temperature hot process, I have a free 20-page tutorial available in my Facebook group, Soap Making and Business Coaching, and there is also another video on this that goes with that tutorial. But for this, I heat all of my oils in the crock pot until they are 200 degrees, and then I mix my lye into my water, and I have the oil sitting on the counter. After they get to 200 degrees, I take the pot out and I sit it on the counter, which is why it's called countertop fluid hot process. So we are just using the heat that is in the oils already and what is generated through the saponification when it's that hot. And of course that the crock pot is also hot, so it helps retain that heat as well. And I am using the new all-clad stick blender that I got again. I'm really liking this. Works very, very well. But I put a note in the beginning that I'm only using 20% liquid for the water amount here in the beginning. So I'm using 38% total, but I'm only cooking with the 20% water. I am adding the rest as the white wine after the cook. If you watched my stained glass hot process video, you know that solvents help make the soap more fluid, and those solvents include alcohol, sugar, glycerin, and things like that. The syrup will also do it. But for this, I wanted to take advantage of the alcohol in the wine, and I'm adding it after the cook. And I've been doing working with hot process soap for quite a few years and doing different things. So I always recommend that you just do what makes you feel comfortable. You do not have to do it this hot, okay? But if you do not walk away at any point in this process. And I have never gone this low before with the 20% water, so this was interesting and it was fun. And it happened really fast. So like right here, it started to come up in volcano. So just expect that if you are going to use a water discount in your cook, that you are going to have to stir a lot more. It is going to volcano a lot more. It took quite a bit of stirring to get this to actually settle down. So just expect that. Have something ready to stir when it comes up if that happens. And you can watch here that this just kept coming up, and I had to keep stirring. I couldn't even put the lid back on. So just be prepared. And if you are trying this, and the lower the discount of the water, the more volcanoes you are going to get. But it also, you know, even cooks even faster that way too. But this, the countertop fluid hot process method, it takes about 10 minutes to cook. I think from start, after I poured the lye water in until I was finished molding, only took 20 minutes. So that's, you know, one of the best things about doing it like this is that it is that fast, and you do not overcook the soap, so you don't get the soap pieces or anything like that. Even with regular hot process, if you've watched my beginner hot process video, that cook took about 20 minutes, and I don't recommend ever cooking longer than 30 minutes. So, but actually when, how I actually started doing this countertop method was a few years ago. I actually was getting frustrated with the soap that I was cooking in the pot, and it wasn't doing anything, and then I took it out and set it on the counter, and it finished in like a couple minutes, and then I was like, huh. So let's try this, and it worked just beautifully. So that's why I've been sharing the videos, because I wanted to show you what how this works. And there's so many different variations of this, and so many people do it differently. And people have been doing, the stick blender method for 20, 30 years, and people have been cooking hot process soap for a really long time. So just with not even people that are on YouTube. Like, I didn't even start making videos until, what, a year and a half ago. So, but I just want you to find what you feel comfortable with and what works best for you. I have the low temperature hot process video where I did the Aleppo soap. So you could do it lower temperature to get fluidity. You do not have to cook at high heat to get the fluidity. It just helps it cook faster. So it's just completely up to you and what you want to do. So here I'm actually just adding the yogurt, and I just had yogurt I needed to use up, so that's why I added it. But I don't even think you would need it with the alcohol soap, because it was so super fluid. It got crazy fluid here, so you'll see how well this worked. But yeah, I don't even think I really needed the yogurt with this at all. So if you do try this without the yogurt, please let me know. You can leave a comment, or you can ask in my Facebook group, Soap Making and Business Coaching as well. And at this point right now in the group, we have almost 14,000 people, so feel free to join. We have a lot of experienced fluid hot process soap makers in the group as well too, to help answer questions. And also, like I mentioned, if you have not got the 20-page tutorial that's in my files in the group, you can go ahead and do that. Just download it, it's free. It's a complete step-by-step picture tutorial of the countertop fluid hot process method, the way that I do it. And after I put the yogurt in, I let it sit for about 5 minutes and then came back to it. And what actually happens is anytime we add an acid to a base, we get a salt, hence soap. So, but the same with anything else that you add. So if you're adding the yogurt with the lactic acid, you're adding it to the base, which is the soap. So you're still going to get some sodium lactate. But as always, way back in the beginning, I start with some sodium lactate in the water, and I also add 1% sugar. I only do a 1% sugar when I'm adding the alcohol, like wine or beer, because there's already the sugars in the wine or the beer, so I don't add too much. I only add a little bit just to help the cook go faster in the beginning. But you can see that the more that I stir, how fluid this white wine soap got, and this just worked so beautifully. I was like, really, really love how this worked. So like, if you do try this, let me know your experience with it and how you liked it. And also, I have the cold process white or red wine soap that I did earlier. So if you haven't watched that one, you can watch that one as well too. So you can see the difference in how I did this with cold process and then versus the hot process, just so you can get an idea and see what you like the best. And I am adding a little bit of zinc oxide here to make the base part more white. And then I'm using French grain clay, so I already have that mixed up on the side. And I started mixing my clays with oil and water when I'm doing the fluid hot process. Since clays can absorb oil and water, it really makes a difference in helping it stay more fluid, so that way the clays don't absorb any excess oil from your soap to thicken it up. But this was just smooth and very pourable. It worked great. I have some vendor shows coming up that I'm going to be doing at a local winery, so I am doing the wine soaps specifically for that, and we'll see how they go over. And I'm sure I'll probably be making more of them. And so just let me know if you have any questions, especially about the fluid hot process or anything if you're having issues with. So, and we did start a troubleshooting Tuesday in my group as well too. So if you have any specific questions, I'm gonna just pick a topic each week to go over it in depth and help answer questions so that you guys can learn exactly everything what you need to learn. And that's mainly what the group is for, is to help you learn. And it's a great tool if you take advantage of all of the groups. There's lots and lots of soap groups, but it definitely helps you speed your learning, and it fast track your success to be able to learn from everybody else. They're just a really great tool to have, are the groups. I only did just simple hanger swirl with this, but you could have done any kind of design with this as fluid as it was. I mean, it was actually rocking around in the mold when I went to bang it down, so it stayed really fluid. Just to give you a rundown, I use 1 teaspoon sodium lactate per pound of oil. I used 1% sugar in the water, and I only used 20% water for this, and then I used the rest of the liquid, which was 38% total. I used the rest of that as white wine at the end after the cook. I used yogurt at 1 tablespoon per pound of oil, and I used fragrance oil that was called Vintage Wine from Bulk Apothecary. So, and that worked very well too. So you never know, how a fragrance oil will behave, but with the wine, everything just worked really well. So I also used zinc oxide and French green clay for my colorants. Here is the cut of the hot process white wine soap. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already to my channel. I'd appreciate it. And you can also subscribe to my website, naturalsudsandmore.com. And you can also join my Facebook group if you haven't, Soap Making and Business Coaching. You can like my Facebook pages, Tina Monk and Natural Suds and More. And you can also follow me on Instagram at Natural Suds and More. And remember that you have the ability to learn any skill you need to accomplish any goal you have set for yourself. Happy soaping!